So have you ever just been sitting around and all of a sudden you find yourself have eaten a whole bag of potato chips, or you find yourself constantly getting up and rummaging the refrigerator, trying to find something to eat, and just having a hard time controlling your cravings for snacks? Thank you, Mick, for giving me this general idea of how to help you alleviate some of those not so mindful eating snack days. All right. My name is CJ. I help you lose 10 pounds and 5 inches in 28 days. And I've been in the industry now for going on almost 3 decades. My God, I'm an old guy in this industry. I've now helped tens of thousands of individuals just like you help lose that weight, keep it off, feel good when you look at yourself in the mirror, and feel proud again. Thank you guys for allowing me to join you guys today. I really do appreciate that from my heart, man. I just thank you for giving me 3 decades of being able to do what I love doing and I'm passionate about. So listen up. I have some real strategies that will help you reduce your snack cravings, will help you become more mindful and cognizant of what you're putting into your mouth, right? I have 5 steps that will help right now that will just change the whole trajectory of your snacking so that you control the calories that you're putting into the system and you're controlling the quality of food that you're putting into your system. Now, these are somewhat no-brainers, but it's sometimes you need a coach to tell you, hey, you need to put these into active. You need to actively put these strategies into effect in your daily living. So let's talk about number one. Number one, when you eat your general meals, when you eat the meals that are supposed to satiate you and fill you up and keep you full of vitamins and nutrients and keep you energized, you need to be healthy with what you're putting into your system, meaning that you need a good protein. Proteins help satiate you, meaning they help you keep full. Now, a protein drink will not do this for you. A protein drink is very expensive poop and pee because your body can only metabolize, or your kidneys and your stomach and all of your metabolism can only process a certain amount of proteins. So if you're drinking it and it's going into your system, that fluid is just going to go straight through and it's going to become very expensive poop and pee. So I'm talking about real chicken, real turkey, real beef, real, bison, real food that stays in your stomach and goes through so that it can be broken down over time and it stays there. And so your body has enough time to metabolize the protein. This is a big deal. If you're just drinking your calories, that's why these cleanse diets and these liquid diets, they don't work. They just don't. You have proper kidneys, you have proper livers, you need to use them. And when you eat real food, real eggs, real cheese, it stays in your system and it helps prevent you from those spikes of hunger, those spikes of being full. Eat a good protein, guys, whenever you're eating your meals, right? And make it real. Cool. Number two, when you do put, no, not number two, we're still on the meals. We're still on the meals. Make sure that you put in good carbohydrates, meaning the broccolis, meaning the spinaches, meaning the cauliflowers, meaning, honestly, beans and rice are fantastic carbohydrates that help fill you up. Now, if you're on a weight loss journey, be careful of the starches, be careful of what we call high glycemic index carbohydrates, because what happens, those starches spike your sugars, and then when those sugars start to come down within your system, when your metabolism begins to calm down, you start getting hungry again, right? So be careful with that. Now with like the low glycemic index carbohydrates like broccoli, if you can pick it off of a tree or a bush and eat it, that is basically a low glycemic carbohydrate. If you have to process it, steam it, do all that kind of stuff, that's a higher glycemic, right? And those are the ones you I don't want to say steer away from, because if you're running races and you're not losing weight, those carbs could be very good for you. But if you're on a weight loss journey, do the low glycemic, guys. I mean, so when you fill your plate up, half of it should be a good protein and the rest should be good carbohydrates, right? And about 10, 15%, whatever the hell you want. So if you want a sweet, if you want something like that, do it, okay? But make sure your meals are good, good 500, 600, 700 calories. And what that does is it'll stay in your system and help alleviate the hunger pains, which cause you to snack. See, that's number one. So make sure that the meals you are eating are good. Cool? Number two, sleep has a huge deal. So if you are not getting enough sleep, or if you're not regular in your sleeping patterns, guess what? When your body is tired, it's seeking sugar, it's seeking nutrient, it's seeking energy. And guess what snacks do? They help with that. But if you're not mindful with it and you're not getting enough sleep, you're constantly going to be looking for energy sources. And that's when that mindfulness snacking comes into play. So, number two, get enough sleep. 6 to 8 hours is absolutely critical. I get 6 hours a night, but then I take an hour, 2 hour nap. So during the daytime, I have to, right? I'm up at 4, I work straight through until 1. I eat a good lunch around 1. That's when I break my fast. And then I get an hour, an hour to an hour and a half nap. And then I come back by 4 and I work all the way until 8. And then I eat and then I go back to bed. So make sure your sleeping patterns are normal. Cool? Number 3, guys, be mindful. Number 1, log your food when you're being mindful. Everything that you're putting into your system, you must be logging. There's a psychological effect, and then there's a real effect of being accountable for what you're putting into your system. So use that habit to help gauge what you are doing when you're snacking. Everything you put into your system. Then what you can do is you become more mindful about what you're doing. Then you can plan it out, and you can begin to reduce your snacking habits or begin to plan them. Maybe you have a meal at 8, then you know you're going to have a snack at 10, then you have another meal at 12, then you know you're going to have a snack at 3, then you can have another meal at 5, and maybe you begin to rid yourself of some of the snacking in the evening. Because when you become mindful about it and you become habitual about it, then you begin to control your snacks, right? All right, number 3, guys. Number four. Number four. One of our biggest issues is confusing hydration or being dehydrated with having hunger. So a lot of us guys, if we are beginning to have those hunger pains or those snack pains, drink a glass of water, drink 2 glasses of water at first, or making sure that your water intake is consistent on a daily basis so that you are hydrated. So again, a lot of times, hunger and hydration can be an issue. So if you are constantly drinking your water, a lot of times you're going to alleviate those hunger pains and those snack pains. Seriously, think about that. So be hydrated. That's number 4, guys. And number 5, what we need to do is have healthy snacks readily available rather than the unhealthy snacks. So make sure that you have some good strawberries, some good fruit in the refrigerator, easily accessible. Make sure that you have some good jerky or some good nuts, some pistachios, some bitter nuts. Nuts can be a double-edged sword, right? So make sure that you have healthy snacks available and try to reduce the unhealthy snacks that are available to you at your desk, at your workplace, wherever you're at. Cool? So those are the 5 strategies that I would begin using. Now, if you just start with one, great. Then add the second, then add the third, then add the fourth, and then add the 5th. All right? So listen up. If you find this helpful, and thank you, Mick, again for proposing this. This is a great idea. I am all for your ideas. So if you want me to cover a topic, send it over. I love those ideas, right? Hey guys, next week, big deal. I have a world-class psychologist by the name of Edgar, who has become a very good friend of mine, who's going to discuss some 3 hot topics of motivation, sticking with your plan, and just going all the way through the psychological effect of change in regards to weight loss, in regards to achieving goals, whatever. He's a phenomenal guy and a world-class, psychologist out there. And he runs this huge organization across the country. So I'm very, very grateful to have him. So look out for a podcast next week. Please share this. If you need to reach out, 505-591-4700, 505-591-4700. That is a text and a call line. From my heart to yours, remember, start strong, stay strong, always be evolve strong. Besos.